The word philosophy means love of wisdom. From the Greek words, the first word philo means love, and the second word sophie means wisdom. Philosophy is interrelated with education, and it plays the major role on how the teacher, the students, the society, and the educational program can be improved so that it can provide the major needs of a learner. In this video, we will tackle how philosophy and education are linked together, which helps the teachers become most effective in teaching. The major educational philosophies can be broken down into three types: the teacher-centered philosophies, student-centered philosophies, and the society-centered philosophies. Essentialism and Perennialism belongs to the teacher-centered. Progressivism, Existentialism, Humanism, and Constructivism are student-centered philosophies. While Reconstructionism and Behaviorism are society-centered philosophies of education. Let's go deeper on these educational philosophies by giving you some examples. Essentialism is the teaching of basic skills or knowledge of the curriculum. This philosophy is all about training the students to read, write, speak, and compute logically. Hence, one example of this educational philosophies is a lecture-based class that pours all the knowledge on the heads of the students. Sometimes, essentialism is similar in some ways with perennialism. But specifically, perennialism's goal for education is for the students to focus on the great ideas and teachings of the Western civilization. These ideas are everlasting truths which are constant and not changing. Thus in this philosophies, the accomplishments of humankind that have lasted over centuries are emphasized, such as the great works of literature, art, and the laws and principles of science. Progressivism emphasizes the idea of education focused on the whole child, not on the content or the teacher. This means that the ideas of the students must be tested through active activities and experimentation. And effective teachers give experiences so that the students can learn by doing. Examples in building a student-centered classroom includes ongoing projects that promotes mastery on certain subject, engaging activities, hands-on projects that integrate technology, and involvement of students in evaluation. Existentialism is the final student-centered philosophy and places highest priority on students directing their own learning. Existentialism asserts that the purpose of education is to help children find the meaning and direction in their lives, and it rejects the notion that adults should or could direct meaningful learning for children. Existentialists do not believe that truth is objective and applicable to all. Instead, each of us must look within ourselves to discover our own truth, our own purpose in life. Existentialists believe each student should decide what he or she needs to learn, and when to learn it. Existentialists believe that schools should focus on thinking about why we are here and finding our purpose in life. Existentialism in the classroom is a powerful rejection of traditional and particularly essentialist thinking. In the existentialist classroom, subject matter takes second place to helping the students understand and appreciate themselves as unique individuals. The educator's role is to help students define their own essence by exposing them to various paths they may take in life and by creating an environment in which they can freely choose their way. The next educational philosophy that was developed by Rousseau and Pestalozzi is humanism. This philosophy emphasizes nature and the goodness of humankind. Teachers should understand students through the senses that education is a gradual and unhurried process of human development. This approach tells that the students are the authority on how they learn, that all their needs should be given for them to learn effectively. For example, students who are hungry won't have much focus during the class to learn. That's why schools offer break times for meals so the students' needs are met, and they can concentrate on their learning. Now that the students are settled with their needs and they are much ready to learn, the Constructivism philosophy believed that the students can engagingly construct their understanding of reality through interaction with their environment and reflecting from it. In this case, student learning is constructed. For example, a language arts teacher gives time for the students to express themselves in written language rather than memorizing grammatical rules. Through this, students control their own learning process, and they lead the way by reflecting on their experiences. This process makes them experts of their own learning. The teacher helps create situations where the students feel safe questioning and reflecting on their own processes, either privately or in group discussions. The teacher should also create activities that lead the student to reflect on his or her prior knowledge and experiences. Talking about what was learned and how it was learned is really important. Reconstructionism believes that education is a tool to solve the society's problem that leads to creating a better society. This educational philosophy is focused on a curriculum that highlights social reform as the aim for education. This is because all leaders are the product of education, then schools should teach following a curriculum that is designed to foster such development. Especially in this day and age, a lot of social problems we are facing. Through education, it is important to educate a generation as problem solvers, with a mindset that can correct previous mistakes of the leaders, making sure not to repeat them. Reconstructionism is not just a philosophy but also the remedy for a society that seeks to build a more socially ordered environment. Behaviorism is focused on human beings' interaction with one another as it impacts or gives benefits for the society. This system is based on rewards and punishment. Behaviorists believe that if teachers provide positive reinforcement, or rewards, whenever students perform a desired behavior, they will learn to perform the behavior on their own. The same concept applies to punishments. Behaviorists think people act in response to internally or externally generated physical stimuli. They basically consider human nature to be the product of one's environment. An example of behaviorism is when teachers reward their class or certain students with a party or special treat at the end of the week for good behavior throughout the week. The same concept is used with punishments. The teacher can take away certain privileges if the student misbehaves. Thank you for staying tuned. Hit that like button if you've gotten value from this video. For more professional education topics, click or tap right now.